Retro Maniacs. Today we are going to get into 1 of 18 scale chrome chases, not the ones that Greenlight produced that aren't actually chases but nice nonetheless. No, I'm talking the OG, old school American muscle chrome chases, in all of their bare metal beauty. We are even going to crack one. But first, let's check out this old school 90s ride that was pulling up on Retro on his way home tonight. Thing was mint.
Now that is a cool car, guys. See that? Z24 Cavalier right beside us. I know some people are saying that's dumb, it's a four-banger, it's a cropalier. It's different, you don't see them anymore. Plus, they were pretty sporty looking when they were out. I liked the way they looked with those factory skirts. Black on, gray skirts on the black car, I like that. Dyna's one. Somebody put some money into it too, like rebuilt it because it's like new. Check that thing out. It's a pretty cool car. Sorry, Dinah. Here comes Dinah. She's mad that we passed her, I think. Yeah. Bye-bye, Dinah. Cool car. I like it. I would totally rock that. Different. Be the only guy in my work parking lot with that. Now that was neat. We even caught that distinct. Remember the sound of the exhaust that they had? It brings me right back. I remember when those were brand new. Wow. Joe said 1990s, so I would put that probably in 88, I would guess. I believe the 90s ones changed the body style a little bit. They still kept the skirt on the bottom, still look sporty, but that's the body style I like. Anyway, guys, these chrome chases, okay? Now, I'm not knocking down Greenlight. The chromes that they did are beautiful. And if you want to see those unboxed, you can go back in my videos. I unboxed a Bullet Steve McQueen Chrome by Greenlight 118. And also the beautiful Greenlight / Auto World with the accurate hubcaps on it, working suspension, spinning drive shaft, the Charger. It's just as nice as my Authentics Charger almost. It's beautiful. Opening glove box. But those are chromes, but those are not actual chases. There's a difference. See, there's one of them hiding. The Charger, that's the chrome by Greenlight. They're beautiful and cool, but I'm not talking those. I'm talking the real thing. Now, a chase is limited number. Not only does it look a little bit different, whether it's a chrome chase or another type of chase, it has to do with the production number. It being more scarce, more rare. That's what makes it special. They make 10,000 of these Starsky and Hutch cars like this, but only 100 of them they're going to do in chrome. You see what I'm saying? That's where the appeal comes from. And that number was right out of my head, guys. It was just to give you a scenario. All BS aside, Glenn does have a real deal Starsky and Hutch chrome chase. Right there. He's got, sorry, I'm going to show you a few chrome chases before we open it. That's a Hot Wheels one. Hot Wheels actually did chrome chases as well. But from what I see, it was mostly Earl American Muscle. I only own one chrome chase. I'm pretty sure you guys all know what that one is. Glenn's got two of the smaller General Lees. And they made variants in some of the chrome chases. Like I know the General Lees. The one that I have is the brushed steel version. And then they have at least one other version. Like I know they have the brushed steel like what I have. That's beautiful. And then they have the polished look, which is just as beautiful. This isn't the same as mine. It's the smaller ones. But I'm just showing you the finish. It's also a chase, even though it's not a chrome. It's a White Lightning chase. But today we're talking about chromes. Now, I couldn't even picture back in the day collecting these when they were at retail level. And walking into Zellers or Walmart and there's a General Lee chrome chase. sitting there, or a Starsky and Hutch. And the way that I hunt now, if I didn't find one the way, like if these were around now, if I didn't find one the way I hunt now, a couple years ago, I'd have been knocking those off, man. I wish I had a time machine to go back and get some. Because it's not only the rarity and the value of them, guys, but they are really beautiful to look at. And that's why we're going to open one today. We're going to open one to look at it. I figured out which one we're going to open, and it's one that still has straps on it. That's a no-no. There's Knight Rider Chrome Chase. Now, typically, these... I'll look at you while I'm explaining it. Typically, these chrome chases, from what I see, they're identical to the regular versions. Only they got a chrome finish. Some of them have painted accents, some of them don't. It's interesting because we have 3 chrome chases here tonight. One of them is a 76 Ford Gran Torino that's like the Starsky and Hutch one that Glenn has here. But it's not the Starsky and Hutch, so it doesn't have that stripe on the side. And different wheels. But when we unbox that one, we're going to do a comparison. But tonight I'm going to show you which one we're going to do, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty popular one because this is gorgeous. Boom! My friend got this for a song. Well under $100. I sent it to him. Marketplace. Funny thing is, I think the seller reported it had a smudge on the roof or something, and it turned out that it was the plastic. Like it was a shadow. But if you look, that's never been opened, guys. It's still strapped. Tonight on Retro Collectibles Crack It Show, we're letting it breathe. Now, guys, this 67 Shelby GT 500 was released in 2005. Because of the style of the box, I would have pegged it as being older. Because if you remember, we unboxed Ertl boxes, not American Muscle, Ertl. This is American Muscle, but we unboxed Ertl boxes from the late 90s that looked identical to this. Like, remember these fancy guys? Late 90s, believe it or not. Oh, those are American Muscle, actually. What am I talking about? I thought we did one that had an Ertl box like that, but... You get my point. I did a video where we unboxed the oldest diecast on the channel, and it was from 1994, I believe, or something. But it was in one of that style boxes. Now, to truly appreciate these guys, like I said, it's not just a rarity thing or a value thing. They're truly beautiful. I'm going to take it out of the box so you could truly appreciate what the metal looks like. But they're gorgeous. And like I said, my friend got this for well under $100. In fact, all 3 of these chrome chases, he paid well under $100 each for all 3 of them. But that is gorgeous. It's Eleanor. It's Eleanor. Like, I would be tempted to do a wheel swap and make it look like Eleanor. But then again, the stripe is white instead of black. It's almost like they do that shit on purpose. Like, for example, Auto World made a beautiful 77 Trans Am black. Remember the Hemmings Motor News one that I showed you guys? Looks just like the Bandit car, only one problem. The interior's not the right color. Like, they purposely change. Like, sometimes they'll do unlicensed stuff and make it look just like the movie stuff. Or sometimes they'll purposely, it's almost like they're just being dicks. They'll change something small that's unacceptable. Before we get started, guys, I recommend gloves. It's from my buddy Max. I never used to wear gloves, but I notice a huge difference wearing the latex gloves with way less fingerprints you leave on the models. Some people are going to say, oh, it won't permanently damage. Some people says it permanently damages because of the oil and stuff. Nobody knows for sure, but what I do know is way less fingerprints wearing these and marks and everything else. And if it's a chrome chase, you're going to want to wear these.
Hey, Retro! Don't forget to update them about the Centennial Night Scalper having a partner in crime now and totally air out what's been happening at Centennial Wally.
Number 1, are you alright, dude? What happened to your voice? Were you inhaling helium or getting into the amphetamines tonight or what? Like, you sounded weird there. And as far as the Centennial Night Scalper having a partner, no, we're not going to get into all that. And you're being silly about the whole situation. We're not going to dramatize it. I know drama sells, but hopefully I can reason with the person before we have to do any of that airing out that you talk about. So we're going to leave it. So don't be stirring the drama pot there, Joe, until it's time to stir the drama pot. Okay, guys, as you know, we went through a little drought for unboxings for a while, just because sometimes there's nothing on Marketplace or you don't see anything you like, and you know what I mean, guys. Sometimes there's just nothing happening, but now there's a lot happening. Marketplace has been booming the last week. Thank you to Willie Davidson, viewer and friend Willie Davidson. Despite me hooking him up with these deals for these cars, he was cool enough to let me unbox them. Because you got to think, this has never been opened, and he's allowing me to open it on the Crockett Show. So, phone's charging. We don't have a microphone. I hope I sound okay. I will plug the microphone in a few minutes. But let's get into this. I'm also going to plug the light in there, get the light going in a few minutes, just charging up that battery as well. I wasn't expecting to do this unboxing tonight, guys, because I did an unboxing this afternoon. And what I'd like to do is get this uploaded, make it drop tomorrow afternoon, and then still get a live in. Like, cause sometimes I like doing a video and a live just as a surprise. That's what I'd like to do, but we'll see how my time goes. We lucked out time-wise with this because Glenn is at work. I thought he might be in bed from working. When I got home, I came home, he wasn't home yet. Perfect time. So, I'll read you the back of it. Of course, it doesn't say anything about Chase or anything on the box. The exterior styling of the 1967 Shelby GT was certainly like no other car to be found on the American road, thanks to roof and quarter panel air scoops, extended nose, and spoilered tail. Also new for 67 were the inclusion of the Mustang Deluxe interior, power steering, power brakes, optional air conditioning, and wider variety of exterior colors, all part of an effort to appeal to a wider car buying market. Of course, these new Shelby GTs still packed a punch. The Shelby GT 350 was capable of 0 to 50 in 5.6 seconds, while the GT 500 tested at 0 to 50 in 4.9. Beautiful, guys. I mean, I'm not a huge Mustang guy, you know that, unless it's a Fox body or Eleanor or Bullet. I'm a Mopar guy, but this beautiful is beautiful, and these are beautiful cars. Now, the first Gone in 60 Seconds I seen, guys, was actually the 2000 remake. It was actually my father that told me that that wasn't the original one. Same with there was another movie that was a remake that my father told me about. But yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds anyway, he told me that it was a remake, the 2000 movie. I thought it was excellent, the one with Nicolas Cage. I must have watched it a gazillion times. That was an era of good movies. I remember Con Air at that time, and Face Off was another good one. That was another Nicolas Cage, actually. But there was a lot of good movies in the 90s and early 2000s. Training Day was another favorite. So pulling this out, it is on a base. Still completely strapped, guys. These doors have never been opened. Once I destrap this, I'm going to get the light going. Like I said, it's not the value of these cars, it's the beauty of them. To me anyway. And if I got a General Lee and it was sealed still, I would have a very hard time not unsealing it. But I do have one that's out of the box. I have the box, everything's mint, but it's out of the box. I didn't do that originally, but I'm not the original owner. But if I got one mint, That might be the only one, or a Knight Rider mint. I would have to put that in an acrylic, like take it right in the box and put it right in the big Hobby Lobby acrylic and protect the whole box. So we got our kit out, guys. Little stubby should work first go. This is usually the bit that works for a lot of these older ones. And yes, first go for little stubby. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Tell I'm excited, guys. Like I said, for a while we just had a drought. Luckily, some of my old cars, I unboxed some heavyweights back when I didn't have any viewers and I had a crappy iPhone 7 and before I could edit. So thankfully, I redid a couple of those with the better camera and with the editing and all that. And thankfully, I didn't get one complaint that said, you already did that car, not one. Because yeah, back then when I was starting out, I wasn't the same on camera, obviously. This was all brand new to me. I didn't even know how to edit. Most of my stuff was one take, and if I made a mistake, I had to start over again. My mentor that told me to start doing YouTube, my buddy John that said, you've got collectibles, this and that. He said, you don't edit. He goes, well, what do you do? Just shoot it in one take? He goes, wow. He goes, if that was me, like he has to reshoot over and over because he gets tongue-tied and stuff. But luckily, I can naturally talk to the camera. I never would have known it. 10 years ago, you never would have even had me considering doing YouTube videos. But I love it now. I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm hanging out with you guys. If I don't do a video for a few days, I actually miss it. I feel like I'm not hanging out with you guys. It doesn't feel like work, I'll tell you that. So this is gorgeous, guys. And while it's not a Shelby Collectibles, it's got the same as Eleanor even right here. Well, it's not a Shelby Collectibles. I have a Shelby Collectibles Eleanor that I will pull up. Actually, hold on, guys. I'm going to go get the light for this. Oh, we got to get the straps off. Existing viewers, I apologize for the repeat. New viewers, it's okay to unbox the bigger stuff. Make sure you keep all plastic inserts. The only thing you throw out is these bands, okay? Keep the box mint. That's all your value. Heaven forbid you break your leg at your job. You got to sell a few of your die casts. Your wife leaves you, something like that, like what happened to me. You want your value there, right? And also, when you de-strap, because these straps can cause damage, leave marks. It's proven it does happen, and we don't want it on the chrome. In fact, he's got a chrome here with marks. Always cut them off away from the paint or away from the finish. I usually like to do it from the bottom here. That way, if that knife slips, you're not going to gouge a beautiful, you know what I mean? Like anything. But these are an enemy, and I'm glad that the makers are getting away from those. They're actually getting into boxes where they're on a plastic tray like the green lights. The last unboxing I did, guys, if you guys want to see a surprisingly detailed car, check out that Chrysler 300. I had a very good question on there, a comment. It was, that thing, the details are crazy. Do you think it could have been an employee-only incentive, like a perk from the company? And I'm actually going to look into that. I looked online, though, a quick Google look. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for a picture of the car, actually, but I didn't see anything like that stick out. But I'm actually going to check over the weekend and update you guys. I don't know that it is, though, but I know that a lot of companies did do die-cast cars as perks for their employees. And they did have Ertl do them. Look at that, guys. I am in love. And this does have some finishing oil on it, guys. Believe it or not, still all these years later. So I'm going to give it a wipe. 1 second. Oh, guys, while I got up, I just ran and grabbed Eleanor downstairs. She's so close to Eleanor. The only difference is the white stripe instead of black. and the wheels. But wait till you guys see. And of course, Eleanor is like kind of a custom, like it's got the side pipes and that, but you'll see. But some of these come in like an oil, for not all of them. For example, my Fall Guy truck came coated in it. Several. Black Ghost, another one. A couple of my green lights. But Ertles as well. It's like an oil. You'll feel it and be like, what the hell is this? Like you might even think your car has marks. And it doesn't. Like this, a lot of these smudges are coming off because it was actually the oil to keep it from... Basically, these can end up in storage for years, okay? So they do that to prevent corrosion, or try to prevent corrosion. And that's another thing I'm actually studying, guys, because during the last live, we had a really good conversation going about zinc pest, and not only that, but about paint rash and stuff like that. And I am actually slowly looking into that stuff so I can do a video, or at least have an intelligent conversation. And when one of you guys asks me about it, instead of saying, I don't know what causes it, it's just bad, I can get into it with you. But from what I did read, there is no one pinpoint cause. Like it could be caused by a bunch of different stuff, but at least I'll know some of the different reasons. And this thing's beautiful, guys. Jesus. I cannot believe the guy sold that for that. Okay, so being an Ertl, the trunk doesn't open, guys. We're not surprised about that. Usually we start at the trunk. The old school Ertls, the trunk doesn't open. The last video, the Chrysler 300M, the trunk opened, but that thing, man. Check that video out, my last video, guys. The details of that car for an Ertl. Like, they went out. Like I said, one of the viewers that watched it commented and said he wouldn't be surprised if it was an employee perk. That gorgeous, guys, eh? Like, with these things here, I think you either have to love the look of them or you hate them. And I love the look. I love the bare metal look with the so they still put the trim on some of them, like the stripes. Okay, we will start over on the Canadian side. And don't forget, we're also going to go up to the look-see set, and you know darn well it has the better lighting conditions and angles. And I can't see. Oh, it does too. It's got the, no, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it had the fake Carol Shelby autograph, but it doesn't. But maybe my eyes are bad and it does, but we'll have a look. So no chrome paint pen needed on the doors, guys. They went out over and above because probably it is an iconic car. So Ertl wanted to, you know, do it justice. It's got the wide tread GT. It looks like the Paula Glass tires, but I could be wrong. But the interior is beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, careful. Made a noise there, but it was my glove getting stuck. And again, guys, we're going to have a real close look on the other set because I know we can't see everything perfect. That is gorgeous, guys. Wow. Look at the butt. Okay, so you know what? You know what we didn't see yet, guys? And the seats move forward and back like normal ones. But you know what we have not seen yet, guys? We have not seen... I'll let you guys have the first look at it, actually. I'm not looking and I have not seen it yet, guys. I don't know, is it plumbed and wired? Can you guys even see it? I'll peek a peek. Oh yeah, okay. So, is it plumbed and wired? I can't see. I hope you can see. Yeah, you guys can see somewhat. We're gonna have to go up on the look-see set though, because the hood, just the angle of it's weird. That is nice. So look at that. That is very similar to Eleanor, actually. except it's not wired. But we will do a comparison. But first, we're gonna have a look at this guy on the look-see set on the Retro Collectibles turntable. Coming down here to grab more light, I figured I'd show you my beautiful one right here. See, it's the fresh steel version of it. By the way, there are a bunch of different variations of the General Lee by American Muscle Ertl. There's a place on Google called Dukes of Hazzard Blogspot, I believe, something like that. If the guy from there ever sees my video, kudo to you, my man, because you know your stuff about that. But he knows every single variant of the 1 of 18 scale General Lee by American Muscle Ertl, and he shows pictures of it. The race day General Lee and all that. I think the race day one is the biggest, most valuable one. A very pretty looking one is the black General Lee. What is it? The done by Supercar Collectibles, I think, or something. It's a black General. But it's not authentic. It's got headrests and stuff. It looks gorgeous, but it's not a silver screen. You want to see what would be the ultimate black General, but it'd be expensive? Stick some decals on that and put rims on that. The Auto World Silver Screen Machines Happy Birthday General. A beautiful SOB like this needs light, guys. Now, like I said, this is not my favorite car. My favorite car is like a 68 to 70 Charger or a Daytona Superbird. But that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. The body lines, and it's in chrome. I love it. I'm in love. You're lucky I like you, Will. So one thing I was curious about, does it have that Shelby signature? It does not. But that's okay. Now we'll get that nice shot from over on the passenger side. See if I can get a little bit more light. Nicely detailed. Look at the floor even. There we go. You can even see it's got a readable speedo, as the other one, the 300 Unbox said. And give it a little spinneroonski here. Trunk does not open. That is a sexy butt, guys. Wow. That is so close to Eleanor. Like, all three of these chromes, like, it's funny what a coincidence it is. Starsky, Christine, even though it's a Belvedere, when we unbox that Belvedere, you know we're going to be putting it beside Christine. Okay, so come over here. Have a look from the American side here. And like I said, it's nicely detailed. A lot of times I say you need a chrome paint pen for the door handles, stuff like that. No, look at the pedals, everything. See the speedometer, all that. Oh, she's gorgeous, guys. Giving you guys a good look here. Just beautiful car. I'm hoping it's coming through in the video. I'm gonna get some glamour shots too, guys, don't worry. Car like this, if I didn't get glamour shots, I'd say I deserve to be shot. Pew-pewed, I mean. Definitely pew-pewed. So it's not wired, but it's color matched and everything, which is cool. Now let's check it out beside its beautiful cousin, Eleanor. Oh, son. Now keep in mind, these are two different makers, and technically Eleanor is a custom. Well, it's not a custom die-cast, I mean the actual car, like it's a resto mod, whatever, like it's got the modern side pipes and stuff. Oh, I was wrong about where the lights were, I made a mistake, but you could definitely see how it's close, guys. Like, different hood, black stripes, different rims. Actually, you'd need a whole body kit. By the way, you want to see Shelby Collectibles detailing? Anybody that's new that hasn't seen it? Voila. Look at that. And then you come over here. Not horrible. Not horrible, but obviously Shelby Collectibles has it beat. Not a competition between the two of them. Just wanted to show you the two beautiful cars the same year and everything. But before we take too much focus off this beauty here, I think it's time for some glamour shots. Guys, I am in love with these beautiful older chrome chases. Wow. Older by Ertl, they're the OGs. It's not just the rarity of them, like that they're scarce, but it's the beauty of them. If you guys would look at one of these in the light, I hope the camera is doing it justice. I could sit and stare at these things all day. Just unpainted beauties. Wow. And that's a very iconic car. Shelby GT 500 Chrome Chase. I think it was either $75 or $85. It was well under $100, but deal of the week. Oh yeah, before it slips my mind, I made a discovery and I'm wondering if you guys have any information about this. So you know how I recently got, well, a couple months ago, the Johnny Lightning Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, and I unboxed it on the channel. Well, of course, shortly after that, I just got the Flintmobile by Ertl with all the characters that go with it. Of course, shortly after getting the Flintmobile by Ertl and the Mystery Machine by Johnny Lightning, I discovered that Ertl also did the Mystery Machine. And it comes with all the figures. But there's only one issue.
Son of a Centennial Night Scalper. If both of those are supposed to be the same 1 of 18 scale, then one of them is way off. I know that they are both kind of fantasy castings, but how do you tell which one is closer to the real?
The answer to that, Joe, I think is unfortunately you don't. There's no measuring stick. There is no reel. There's nothing to compare it to. It's not like it was a commercially made van. Kind of like the Flintmobile. I guess you just got to go which one that you like more. Put it this way. If I had them both lined up side by side, I'm going with Ertl. Because you guys know I love Ertl. And not to mention, it comes with those figurines. Plus, I have the Flintmobile that's Ertl with the figurines. But that's just a personal choice. Dinner time, you Centennial Night Scalpers. That and a Pepsi. Maybe some of them. Anyway, guys, there is something on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. I apologize last video for forgetting to insert the picture of the Hot Wheels 1 of 18 scale lowrider that should be in next Thursday, I believe. Adjustable suspension and stuff, you know, we'll be getting into that when it gets here. There is something else about a die-cast car I wanted to tell you guys. What was it? It wasn't about, I've already told you about the Johnny Lightning and the Ertl being way different from each other. You guys know I have the Flintmobile because I already unboxed it in front of you. It was like something that I didn't know was out, I believe, until recently, but if I remember, I'll let you guys know. Any words, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget, went through a little bit of a dry spell for unboxings, but that happens. Like, if there's no good deals, there's no good deals, right? We're not going to buy bad deals. So we just get through that period, and now we're back to the gold again. We got a bunch of good unboxings to do. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to smash me that like button, and happy hunting and stay safe.
Stop being a bitch and come on.
Subscribe to the Retro Collectibles YouTube channel for awesome diecast unboxings, reviews, and tips on how to build your dream collection on a budget.
This beat is stupid grimy. That's a Cobra Kai kick. There's some open eye shit, open eyes when I spit. I get riled up like dogs around the postmaster. The dough stack up with no manner. I'm crack